Now, you obviously had to pretty much build a band to tour with. How easy or difficult was it choosing the other band members for the tour?
It was sort of in the middle of easy and difficult. I think we already had our mind set on a few people, but the whole process of just auditioning people is something that's new to me. So that was interesting, and 9 times out of 10 they were friends of ours. So, it was a little difficult when someone didn't quite make the cut and they were friends of ours, but, since we do have decent relationships with our friends, it wasn't too hard to let people know, hey, you know what, we're kind of looking for someone with a little more of this or a little more of that. But at the end of the day, the choice was very clear. When we jam with the people who are in our band, it was pretty evident from the get-go, from the first session that we jammed with them, that they were the ones. And Joel, our guitar player, who, was in Killswitch, that was a shoo-in for me. I was rooting for him since day one. Like, he's such a great guitar player and a great guy. So it all worked out really well. We're definitely blessed with a talented group of musicians, and they're just great people to boot.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell us a bit about the name of the band and how that was chosen?
Yeah, it's hard to really put a finger on that. It came up in discussion one point because, through our many discussions in the studio, about what it took to write this record and everything that transpired in our lives, that word grace just kept coming up, by the grace of God, by the grace of our friends and family, people who love us and support us. When you're in your dark times, that word is a soothing, healing word to hear, especially to experience it. And once you sort of pull out of the dark times, that sense of relief that you feel, that almost that exhale, you finally got over this really rough spot in your life. And at one point when we were talking about it, the phrase "times of grace" came out of Adam's mouth, and I looked at him and was like, that's it. That's what we should call this band. We toyed with different names, but that was the one that just, once it came out of his mouth, I was like, that's got to be the name of the band.
Right. Now, you guys obviously have other projects going on, Adam with Killswitch and you with the Empire Shall Fall. So are you guys just sort of playing this by ear right now to see how much time will be dedicated to Times of Grace, or what are you doing with that? Yeah,
it is sort of playing it by ear. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm gung-ho about it. For me, this is the most important record of my career, and I'd get behind this full-time, absolutely the drop of a hat. But I know Adam has his commitments, and also not just with Killswitch, but he produces records as well. So I think it all depends on where the record takes us, where the response is, and how everyone feels. But I hope for nothing more than this to turn into more of a full-time thing. But I guess only time will tell.
Well, absolutely. The response so far has been really good. Now, the tour you guys are doing right now is going through the end of February, from what I can tell. Any plans to add some more dates to that when that's finished?
Yeah, we're actually going to jump the pond and head to Europe and the UK. We're going to do a short run in Europe, and then looking at the festivals during the early summer over in the UK, and going from there. We also have some Canadian dates we're solidifying as well. So yeah, we're going to be extending ourselves a bit, and if all goes well, maybe even further than that. But again, time will tell. Absolutely.
And before we wrap this up, I have to ask you about this. Now, I read somewhere that you really love to cook, and first of all, is that true? And do you like to cook and entertain and have big parties, or you just like the cooking part?
I absolutely love to cook, and I think for better or for worse, I'm a natural-born entertainer. I have been since I was a kid, so I really do enjoy hosting people. But, like dinner party style, not raging, parties or anything like that, but I really enjoy having, a handful of really good friends over. I love nothing more than having them sit down at the table, bring out some hors d'oeuvres, open some wine, etc. Even have a nice hi-fi, music in the background, and go into the kitchen and sit there and cook and hear people laughing and talking. I get a real joy out of knowing people are happy and taken care of in my home. So it's definitely something I really enjoy doing. And I miss it very much, being out here. Something I look forward to when I get home. I plan on having a nice dinner party with my friends. It's something I could see turning into a career, but it would have to be on my own terms, and it has to be small scale. I couldn't picture myself being in a kitchen and being barked at by anybody. I have to be the one doing calling the shots. So we'll see. I mean, that's a dream of mine. Alongside of music, food is definitely a big passion of mine.
Absolutely.
And then pairing it with wines and beers too. I love that. The science of that too is really fun. So
next, maybe we'll see Jesse open his own restaurant.
You know what? Don't put it past me. That might happen.
All right, so everybody can check out the band at timesofgraceband.com, and of course on Facebook at facebook.com/official Times of Grace. And Jesse, it was a pleasure talking with you. Best of luck to you guys with the new album and with the tour.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night.
Take care. God bless.
Thank you.